Have you ever stood before a storm and realized the real battle wasn't outside you, but within? Every man fights two wars in his life. One against the world, its chaos, its betrayal, its noise. And one against himself, his fears, his desires, his pride. The first war is loud. The second is silent. But the silent one determines everything. The Stoics knew this truth long before our age of noise. They did not speak of winning kingdoms or lovers. They spoke of mastering the mind, the one empire that can never be taken from you. Marcus Aurelius, the emperor who commanded legions and nations, rode alone by lamplight in the dark hours of dawn. He had conquered empires, yet still wrestled with his own thoughts. You have power over your mind, but not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. Those words weren't meant for marble halls or scholars. They were written for the battlefield, for moments when your heart trembles, when someone you loved returns to you with soft apologies and old ghosts in their eyes. When your past knocks at your door and whispers, "Have you healed yet?" That is the battlefield within, because when they come back, the one who once left, the one who said they've changed, your war is not with them. It's with the part of you that still hopes, the part that remembers the warmth and forgets the wound, the part that wants to believe in promises even when the evidence says otherwise. And that's where Stoicism begins, not with cold detachment, but with clarity. Not with rejection, but with reason. The Stoic man or woman does not rush into emotion. They let the emotion settle like muddy water. They wait for the storm to pass before deciding where to step. Because every time you let someone back into your life without reflection, you give away a piece of your empire, your peace, your strength, your dignity. And Marcus would ask you, would you let any stranger walk into your home without question? Then why let them walk into your mind? What do they really want from me? Is it love or is it loneliness? We suffer more often in imagination than in reality. How many times have we rebuilt someone in our minds, not as they are, but as we wish them to be? How many times have we mistaken nostalgia for love and comfort for connection? You see, missing someone isn't proof of love. It's proof of memory. It's proof that something once mattered, not that it should again. When they return, do not ask what they say. Ask what they've done. Do not look at their eyes, look at their consistency. Because as the Stoics taught, virtue is not words, it is habit. No man is free who is not master of himself. And when you take someone back without question, you are no longer master. You are servant to emotion. You become chained to the same cycle that once broke you. So pause. Breathe. See clearly. Have they changed, or have I simply forgotten why it ended? Do they love me, or do they just hate being alone? Are they here because they see my worth, or because they miss my warmth? Marcus once walked through his palace in silence, knowing that power meant nothing if he could not govern his own impulses. He wrote not for others, but for himself, reminders scratched into parchment to keep his soul from slipping into chaos. He was not above weakness. He was simply aware of it. Do not mistake desire for destiny. Do not confuse comfort with commitment. A person returning from your past is not a sign from the universe. It is a test from your own mind. To take them back is not strength. To question them, that is strength. To require truth before forgiveness, that is mastery. And to walk away even when your heart burns because your peace is worth more than your past, that is victory. Because the greatest war ever fought was never on the battlefield. It was fought in the mind of man, between who we were and who we choose to become. Change is not spoken, and it is lived. Growth is not claimed, it is proven. And love, true love, is not about returning. It's about arriving different. So before you answer that message, before you open that door, what do you want from me, love or comfort? And in that silence after the question, you will find your answer. There are walls you can see and walls you cannot. The first are built of stone and the second of vows. Trust is the architecture of the invisible. Pillars you lean on without thinking. Bridges you cross without looking down. When it breaks, you don't just fall. The world inside you tilts. How will you rebuild trust? Trust is not a word you say. It is a road you pave. It is not a lamp you switch on. It is a fire you tend, patient, daily, deliberate. Those who want the warmth must gather wood, must guard the embers, must learn the discipline of flame. The Stoics teach that character is the mason of trust. If the mason is lazy, the bricks are crooked. If the mason is proud, the mortar is thin. But if the mason is humble, patient, attentive, The wall will stand storm after storm. Marcus Aurelius did not ask the world to be gentle with him. He asked himself to be strong with the world. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. Strength here is not the refusal to feel. It is the refusal to be fooled. By quick apologies, by soft words, by hasty promises. An apology without a plan is only a feeling. A plan without consistency is only a map. Trust requires a road that is walked, at dawn, at dusk, when no one is watching. So ask them, not in anger, but in clarity. What will you do differently at the first sign of old habit? What system will you build to protect what you once broke? What boundaries will you honor when desire tempts you to cross them? Seneca warned us about the theater of the mind. We suffer more often in imagination than in reality. Imagination wants a swift reunion, a clean scene, a sudden sunrise. Reality wants a ledger, dates, deeds, disciplines. Imagination forgives on Tuesday and forgets by Thursday. Reality checks back in 6 months and asks, "Are you still the same?" The untrained heart rushes. The trained soul measures. Set measures then, not punishments, practices. Consistency. Not 7 perfect days, but 70 honest ones. Transparency. No shadows where old secrets like to hide. Repair. Not flowers, but actions that directly amend the harm. Service. Small daily proofs that say, "Your peace matters to me." No man is free who is not master of himself. If they cannot master impulse, they cannot steward your trust. If they cannot govern speech when anger rises, they cannot govern promise when pleasure calls. Self-rule is not decoration. It is the foundation upon which trust places its weight. Write together a charter, simple, human, real, not a contract of fear but a design of care. Where will the weak points be? When envy wakes, who will speak first? When silence grows, who will light the lamp? When work consumes, what ritual will restore? Name what broke you. Name what will build you. Name what will guard you. The old life failed not because you never loved, but because you did not maintain. A garden is not abandoned for one day. It is surrendered in 100 small neglects. Trust is the same. It rots where attention thins, and you do not forget your part in this architecture. Strength is not suspicion. Clarity is not cruelty. You are not a jailer. You are a steward of peace. Your task is not to punish a penitent heart, but to protect a precious one, your own. Require rhythm, not performance. Truth, not theater. There's a sign by every gate called patience. Impatience is the counterfeit of healing. Fast, loud, persuasive. Healing is quiet scaffolding, creaking softly as beams rise, as walls align, as the roof learns again to bear the sky. Marcus walked among plague and war and still found a way to be gentle, not with error but with effort. Gentleness is not a lowering of standards. It is a raising of soul. Standards keep the house upright. Gentleness keeps the hand steady. If they grow defensive when asked for a plan, let silence deliver the verdict. If they minimize the fracture, let distance preserve the bone. If they shame you for needing time, remember, the impatient do not intend to maintain what they are rushing to obtain. And if they are sincere, you will know it by the quiet lack of drama, by the ordinary holiness of keeping one's word, by the humility to say "I was wrong," and the wisdom to ask what helps you feel safe. The mind must decide before the heart reopens. Trust is rebuilt by structure, not by speeches. By mornings, not moments. By calendars, not crescendos. By the discipline of showing up when it is inconvenient, unattractive, unnoticed. Circumstances don't make the man, they only reveal him to himself. This is not merely their test. It is yours. Will you honor your boundaries when nostalgia begs? Will you choose your peace over your patterns? Will you protect the architecture you build, even if it means building it alone? If their plan is clear, their conduct steady, their humility real, the gate may open slowly, inch by inch, as light returns to halls once dim. If not, the gate stays closed, not in bitterness but in wisdom. Better an intact fortress than a beautiful ruin.